Hey, it's me again, and this time I'm going to show you how I style the hair after it's washed and conditioned. Some people might call this a wash and go. I don't use those terms because it's far from just washing and going. This is how my hair looks when I just come out of the shower and it's all clean. As you can see, it needs a product and a little love. So again, I always start with the sections, sectioning it off because it's just too much hair to work with at one time. And you definitely miss some areas or it would dry out before you had time to really style it the way you want to. So smaller sections are always in order. I start with the front of my head now too because I used to start at the back because I thought I'd get that part out of the way since it's the most tedious, but I'm tired. By the time I get through a whole head of hair, I'm tired. So if I start with the front when I have the most energy, I'll probably, not probably, I would do a better job at styling the hair. So I start at the front now. Just probably I use 5 sections, 2 on the side and 1 from the crown, and I just work through the product basically. So the first product I would use is um, well, actually, forget about product. Soak the hair down first because if you start with the hair after it started to air dry, you're not going to get a nice smooth curl. So soak the hair down. You want it dripping. It's a messy process, but it looks great afterward. It's worth the work. Then I bring the product in and I start with a leave-in conditioner and I make sure I work it in from root to tip. And I finger comb here because, yeah, anytime you use a comb after this part, it tends to separate the curls, and I kind of want it to clump together. It's already detangled, so the only time I would bring another comb back through it is if I found a knot that I missed or a tangle. So yeah, I work through the leave-in conditioner, and then I take a curling cream and I do the same and work that through. So the curling cream I find seals in the leave-in conditioner, so you get some good moisture there. And you just work it in again, like I said, root to tip. Don't miss any parts because you'll definitely notice it when you go outside in the humidity or if it gets a little sweaty. If you go to the gym, you'll notice that part will fuzz up. So here I've added some gel, which just further seals in the moisture. And you can already see the curls start to take shape, but I just pinch off little sections. You can kind of see where they're defined. Just pinch off each little curl and I twirl it around my finger all over my head just to give it that final smoothing and definition. And kind of, it's like training them just like a child, where it needs to go and how it needs to sit. So yeah, I'm not gonna go through my whole head in this fashion talking to y'all get the message of, and you see how I'm doing it. So I will just do this front piece just to show the definition that you can get. And please remember, most, I think, heads of hair have different textures throughout the hair. So yeah, like this side of my hair that I'm working on right now has a very different texture to the other side. And don't even talk about the crown and where there's a lot of gray. It's a lot of different curl patterns. So yeah. So you might notice a tighter curl on one side or a looser curl on the other, but you kind of just roll with it. That's kind of the beauty of the curl too, I find. I'm not too precious about making things look perfect. I'm not into the perfection kind of thing. Yep, so I've finished this section. It is a long process, but it's worth it, people. The hair is healthy and it looks great. So I just finished this last little section, twisting it around, and voila, there is the first little section of curls. Make sure you get in the root there. And yeah, it is basically just moving around your head, doing exactly what I did there in the front on that front piece. So I'll go to the other side of my head, and then I'll work on the bang, I'll say, or the crown part for the last step for the front. And then once I finish the front, I worked the back. So I will move ahead. That's what the front looks like after it's all twisted. And then I do exactly the same process for the back, starting at the nape. The best curls are that you can find on my head. So it's not as much product is needed, not as much twisting or twirling around my finger is required to get the nice curl. And voila, you can see, and I just snap to the end. This is what the whole head looks like. I let it air dry, especially in the summer. Or in the winter, I would diffuse it. So that is how it looks. And then once it's dry, I just fluff it up. So if you have learned anything and you like what you see, please hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks.